There are moments in gardening when you stumble on something so simple, so brutally effective, that you almost feel cheated, like the answer was under your boots the entire time. For the first minute, just stay with this thought. What if the most powerful soil-building method didn't require compost tumblers, store-bought fertilizer, complicated nutrient schedules, or, constant watering? What if all it took was a layered stack of raw, natural materials placed directly on top of your soil, with almost no work from you afterward? For generations, old-world farmers and land stewards used a method that quietly recharged fields with moisture, nutrients, and life. And while modern gardening trends often overlook it, this simple mulch stack remains one of the fastest, cheapest, and most transformational techniques you can use to restore exhausted land. A mulch stack works because it creates a living blanket over the soil. Once you stack organic materials in layers, leaves, straw, grass clippings, shredded stems, kitchen scraps, or even pulled weeds, something extraordinary happens under that pile. The soil temperature stabilizes, the surface remains shielded from wind and sun, and the biology that lives beneath the surface wakes up. Earthworms move upward into the stack, fungi weave through it, and the entire ecosystem begins breaking the layers down naturally. Unlike compost, which requires turning and balancing nitrogen, carbon and moisture, this mulch stack does the work exactly where the soil needs it. To apply it, clear the bed of any tall weeds, water the soil deeply, and begin laying down materials in alternating layers. Start with something coarse, like small sticks or stems, to lift the pile off the soil and allow airflow. Then add greens, then browns, and continue this pattern until you have a stack anywhere from 6 to 12 inches tall. Within days, the bottom layer will soften, warm slightly, and begin transforming into a nutrient-rich sheet. The stack feeds the soil slowly while improving structure faster than compost. Traditional compost is powerful, but it works on a time schedule that doesn't always match the gardener's needs. A good compost pile might take months before it becomes usable. A mulch stack, on the other hand, begins feeding your soil immediately. As moisture moves up through the lower layers and rain settles through the upper layers, nutrients leach into the soil in small, steady amounts. This prevents the nutrient shock that often occurs when people dump unfinished compost directly onto garden beds. It also allows the soil to absorb nutrients at the pace nature intended. If you want to see this effect yourself, just return to your stack after 2 weeks. Pull back the top layer and you'll notice the materials closest to the soil are already darkening, softening, and merging into the earth. You'll also see worm castings forming right beneath the stack. This is the earliest sign that the soil is being rebuilt from the top down, which is something compost alone cannot do without physically adding it to the soil. It holds more water than irrigation because it prevents evaporation entirely. If there's one thing gardeners underestimate, it's just how fast bare soil loses moisture. A single hot afternoon can undo hours of watering. A mulch stack locks moisture in by creating a thick insulated layer that traps humidity against the soil surface. Instead of evaporating upward, the moisture cycles downward and sideways, feeding the soil consistently. This slows the drying process so effectively that a garden with a proper mulch stack can go weeks without irrigation, even during drought. To see this in action, lift the stack during the heat of the day. Beneath it, the soil will remain cool and damp. Plants growing beside the stack will show stronger root development and fewer signs of stress. This alone makes the stack more effective than irrigation because it doesn't just add water, it conserves it. One of the hidden strengths of a mulch stack is weed suppression. When you cover soil with a thick enough layer, weeds simply cannot push their way through. That means every drop of moisture and every unit of nutrient stays available for your plants rather than being consumed by invasive species. This also means less work for you later, since the soil remains soft and loose, making any stray weeds easy to remove. To use the stack as a weed barrier, maintain at least 6 inches of coverage. When the stack settles after a few weeks, add more material. The decomposition process will continue uninterrupted, and the soil will remain protected. It builds humus directly where plants need it, eliminating the need for fertilizers. Humus is the backbone of fertile soil. It allows roots to anchor deeply, holds nutrients like a reservoir, and improves both water retention and drainage. While compost creates humus eventually, a mulch stack produces humus right at the soil surface and gradually expands downward. A practical way to harness this is to create your mulch stacks in late season or over winter. By spring, you'll find the layer has reduced in size and transformed into a dark, rich mat. Plant directly into this mat. Your plants will root through the softened layers with ease and access nutrition that releases slowly through the whole season. Mulch stacks are not modern, but they're one of the most efficient and elegant systems ever used in traditional farming. They require no machines, no additives, and almost no maintenance. They protect the soil, feed the soil, and water the soil, all in one move. For anyone looking to build long-term fertility, especially on tired or depleted land, this method outperforms compost, fertilizers, and irrigation by working with natural processes instead of against them. If you want more field-tested techniques that make gardening simpler, smarter, and more resilient, make sure to subscribe to FarmLab and share this guide with others who want to understand the deeper logic behind healthy soil.